firm believer that Eevee should have been the primary mascot of Pokemon over Pikachu or Charizard. Eevee is honestly way cuter and has a way cooler gimmick, being able to evolve into multiple different types. The Eeveelution designs are so creative and unique, and some of them are which of my personal favorites, but why not make it even more personal by making them human? That's the video, we're just gonna make them humans today. I've seen so many other people doing this challenge, so I wanted to give it a shot. But, wait, do you hear that? What is that? This video is sponsored by Dubby! Have you ever drank an energy drink and got all squiggly, squirmy, and jittery? Thankfully, Dubby has you covered. Dubby achieves everything an energy drink has, but without calories, sugar, fillers, and no artificial colors or dyes, so you can easily get caffeine without your body wanting to collapse. They're currently doing a collab with Solo Leveling, which is the anime of the year, by the way, and there's 2 different flavors to choose from. I personally snagged the blue ras purple grape flavor, and I also grabbed their mystery flavor before it sold out, so act fast! Use code Meggnog at checkout to get 10% off. Again, that's code Meggnog for 10% off. And tell me in the comments how you like it. Thank you so much to Dubby for sponsoring, and now, back to the video. I started off by making mood boards to see if I got any good ideas, and some of them I didn't stick with my initial thoughts, others I was actually looking forward to draw. I mainly had a hard time thinking of potential designs for Umbreon, Espeon, and Sylveon. I had a couple of my friends throw out suggestions, so I gladly took them. A lot of them were just so good that I wouldn't have thought of otherwise, so I gave them a little treat for incorporating them. Here's your little treat, yeah! So I started off with Eevee, of course, and I forgot to hit the record button, so, let's quickly review my design of her. Now, drawing her took me forever. I don't draw tiny children, like, ever, so getting her proportions right was really challenging. I wanted to go with a cute idea with the Eeveelutions working together to babysit little Eevee while they're in college to earn some extra money. In her design, it's not very obvious like I originally wanted it to be, but I wanted to make Eevee obsessed with arts and crafts to show how Eevee can evolve into whatever type she possibly can. With her cute little pigtails to help represent her tail, there wasn't much else I could incorporate without the design getting too cluttered. And I originally wanted to try putting stickers on her legs and arms that could represent the Eeveelutions, like a thunderbolt for Jolteon or a moon for Umbreon, but it didn't look right to me. I'm not particularly proud of this design, but she's so cute, so I'm not upset about it. If I can redesign her, I would, but I needed to push this video out, so here's my little baby Eevee. Up next, I have Vaporeon. I've seen most people go with the idea of her being a professional swimmer or having her be a beach girl, but what if we went in a different direction? Maybe she's studying to be a marine biologist and loves going to the aquarium. I can imagine Vaporeon taking Eevee to the aquarium when it's her turn to watch Eevee for the day, while simultaneously studying. I put her hair up in a fishtail braid. I felt like that was the obvious choice, with Vaporeon being a combination of like fish, mermaids, seals, etc. You get the idea. As for her outfit, I honestly kind of regret what I did. I wanted to keep it relatively simple while also doing something different, but I didn't want to approach this with the same beach vibe that everyone else does. So, I mean, overall, that would have been the smart thing to do. The white collared shirt underneath her sweater vest is meant to represent her ear fins and the white collar she has in her normal design. But looking back, I probably would have changed the pants to maybe be a long flowy white skirt to really emphasize that look. But, if I could redesign it all over again, I would still probably go with the beach vibe. To help with my lack of a design with Eevee being artsy, I decided to give each Eeveelution a friendship bracelet that Eevee made for them, Vaporeon's colors being blue and white. As for the fish bag, I wanted to make her silhouette clear with the fishtail, but that would be pretty difficult to do without giving her a Rapunzel type braid, so I went out of the box. How can I represent her liking the aquarium that also shows off her tail? By giving her a fish bag, of course. That's something she definitely bought in the aquarium gift shop, and she brings it to school with her. I wish I put a little bit more detail in the bag, but it does just fine. Out of all the designs, this one is my least favorite, but I don't hate it, I could just really improve on it. Now we have Jolteon. I am actually very happy with how she turned out because she was originally the one that inspired me the least. In her mood board, you could see I was originally gonna do her something with track, and this is because of 2 reasons. One of them being, typically, Jolteon has the highest speed stat amongst the other Eeveelutions, but also, not gonna lie, the lightning aspect just reminds me of Rainbow Dash. I was either gonna have her be some sort of electrician or something with, sport. But the problem is, neither of those were inspiring me at all, but then my brain exploded, but in a good way. I can literally make her a woman in STEM. That is perfect! Now, I know nothing about STEM is represented in her outfit literally whatsoever, but what the hell else am I supposed to do other than goggles and gloves? But, I should have just added that. I was stuck yet again. What kind of outfit am I supposed to give Jolteon? I suddenly heard angels singing in a choir around me. The singing got louder and louder as the light shined down on me, with the angel named Caden wiping my tears. He only said 3 simple words that made everything so beautiful. Cyberpunk. Street. Wear. I locked the fuck in and made Jolteon look so badass. I am in love with her outfit, you have no idea. Pinterest was my little bitch while I was designing her. I gave her an awesome frizzy thick afro to represent Jolteon's spiky butt. In the speed paint, you can see I forgot to include the friendship bracelet, but don't worry, I went back and added that in. The only thing I would change is to incorporate something that screams STEM to her design, but honestly, I'm so happy with it regardless. And of course, Damien thinks it looks like Dio, that JoJo's nerd ass, I swear to God. Next up is Flareon. In my mood boards, I wanted to make her a fire dancer, but then realized that's kinda hard to incorporate within an everyday outfit, and I didn't want to look like I was appropriating the culture by just drawing her in a fire dancer outfit. So maybe I could do something with minimal but also tight clothes. So I gave her a really cute tank top and thought the big buckle to hold up her jeans would be cute. I originally wanted to give her shorts, but I couldn't exactly draw the ripped up booty shorts the way I wanted to. But I gave her flip-flops to compensate, something I have only drawn once in this drawing. You can really tell I've never drawn flip-flops before with the way you can see I'm drawing her toes wrong. But don't worry, I fixed that after I noticed that, when I was already finished drawing her in the recording, but it's fine, it looks better now. Don't bully me too much. I also thought, why not give Flareon one of those waist beads? And I really thought that brought the look together. As for her hair, if I wanted to make her a fire dancer, I wanted to give her something very flashy with movement, like a Brazilian blowout, which fits well with Flareon's tail being big and fluffy anyway. So here's Flareon. I really like how she turned out. Now, here comes my favorite one, where we have Espeon. She came out exactly how I wanted her to. Espeon is a psychic type, so I learned my mistake, and I went with the obvious choice of making her a tarot reader. Now, I must say, unlike the other designs, her design actually does convey that. I struggled with the rest of them, but it came so naturally for me on this one. I made sure that her theme shows off stars in her outfit to really push that vibe. I also wanted to take a moment to talk about her hair. I originally thought about space buns, but I shrugged it off. I could do something better than that. I wanted to do something more fun and funky for her. So I continued to look for other hairstyles I could do and found this image. And oh my god, it was perfect. Not only is it fun like I wanted to do, but it also helps with her silhouette. Espeon has a tail that splits, which can now reflect in her hair. Fucking perfect. Since the star shape is already on her chest, I decided to give her a bracelet Eevee made for her instead of a necklace. I also wanted to give her a bindi to show off Espeon's red gem. Whenever it's her turn babysitting Eevee, I can imagine Espeon shows off her crystals to her, and Eevee probably asks the same questions every single time, but still being enthusiastic about it. Here's my Queen Espeon, do you like it? Now we have Umbreon. I wanted to make her a black goth badass, and I really like how this one turned out too, but I wish I could have put more into her design. Starting off, I wanted to give Umbreon a protective hairstyle, and I haven't drawn many hairstyles like this, so I wanted to use this as an opportunity to get some practice in. I threw the gold rings in to better represent Umbreon's colors. I also suck absolute cheeks at eyeshadow and other makeup shit, so I wanted to give it a try, and I think it looks pretty good. And something I noticed about goth fashion, layers. Layers, layers, baby layers. I gave her a shit ton of necklaces, but the one she wears all the time is of course the huge necklace Eevee made for her, and I tried giving her a necklace that has a crystal on it, but lore drop, I imagine Espeon giving this little crystal to Umbreon as a gift, and Umbreon treasures it and wants to constantly have it on her at all times. So, she asked Eevee to help, and she also made it into a necklace. What crystal is it? I'm just gonna say it's Tiger's Eye, even though it only resembles that somewhat. If this video gets out in time, then, you know. Lesbians, bitch! I'm spreading your hate propaganda. Happy Pride, bitch. I went to Pinterest to find a good outfit, and I ended up with this. I honestly wish I could have layered more, but I'm still content with this. I also made her a bass player to feed my friend Damien, who plays the bass, and I thought he would eat that shit up. I wanted to incorporate the moon aspect of Umbreon into her design without just making her goth, and I thought I should do something a little more on the nose. I made her base a crescent moon shape, and I am in love with it! Here, have my Umbreon. Eat her up. Leafeon! I was intimidated, I'm not gonna lie. I went with the obvious choice once again. I learned my lesson from Vaporeon and had her wear a cottagecore dress. She sells fresh produce at her local farmer's market. She loves growing Eevee's favorite flowers and making her cute little flower crowns. Eevee asked Leafeon to make her more flower crowns for her favorite grown-up friends as well, which, of course, Leafeon makes matching crowns for the entire gang. But, because I leaned towards cottagecore, I knew I would have to draw a very convoluted outfit. Oh dear. Kaden once again blessed my ass by giving me a wonderful and brilliant idea for her hair. Twists would look like vines if you made her hair green. Perfect! It took me a while to be able to draw Senegalese jumbo twists, but I hope I did it properly. I began stalling. I sketched out her hair, her glasses, even her shoes before I even wanted to attempt her outfit, and then I ended up loving it. She looks like a librarian, but that's fine. Instead of a friendship bracelet or a necklace, I threw the little charm chain things on her glasses. I really liked that detail. I didn't want to draw a whole ass design on her skirt, so I drew these little lines at the bottom of it instead, which helps highlight the flow of her skirt. This is my baby girl Leafeon. She'll shower you in flowers. Glaceon. I was debating on drawing her wearing an ice skater leotard, but ultimately decided against it simply because I've drawn everyone else wearing their casual outfits. Because Glaceon is ice themed, I wanted to draw her wearing winter attire. A cute sweater, leg warmers, long-ish skirt, etc. I put these diamond shapes on her sweater to represent icicles. Damien gave me a good idea to give her a pencil skirt to show off the sharp silhouette as well. As you can see, Glaceon was a very interesting and unique haircut, but let's take a moment to reflect on normal Glaceon.
Oh my gosh! She's bald! She's bald and she's torturing people who have hair!
I just mimicked her exact hairstyle while also giving her some short hair in the back. I'm also not super proud of this design either, but there's not much to work with Glaceon. I wish I could have added more intricate details to her, but I honestly couldn't think much else to add. I thought of jewelry, but I see my Glaceon saying something how cluttered it is and it can be in the way, but makes an exception for, of course, Eevee. She saw how important it was to Eevee to make the friendship bracelet for her with Glaceon in mind, and how truly touching that was. Ever since then, she's been spoiling Eevee rotten. She's tough on the outside, but has a soft spot for little baby Eevee. Here's my Glaceon. And finally, we have Sylveon. Dude, I don't know why, but Sylveon took me so long. I don't know why, but I redrew her like 12 times. I even redid the final product because I hated the first drawing I did. I wanted to do something cutesy, something very pink and bubbly, something that makes you think of that damn pink horse, but no matter how many times I tried giving her a cute outfit, it just looked like ass. I knew I wanted to give her an outfit with frills and ribbons because, duh. I had to sit down my tablet and take a breather. AKA, I had to procrastinate until I didn't hate myself or my art anymore. So once I stopped hating on my art, I finally came back to finish the drawing again, and man, I'm glad I did. I needed fresh eyeballs, and dude, she looks so sugoi, so kawaii. I know it looks like a kimono, but I didn't mean to go that route. I just drew her top and skirt, but I thought I was lacking in ribbons, so I thought, I was big brain by adding her ribbon around her waist. Dude, I love her bow around her hair. JoJo Siwa ass bow, but it works for her. And I know what you're wondering. Where's Eevee's friendship bracelet? Look at her ears. Eevee made Sylveon earrings. Do not worry. Sylveon was watching Eevee make the earrings and didn't just let her play with needles by herself. If I could change anything about her design, maybe I could try to change her outfit again, but man, I did that 12 times already. Maybe even add designs on her skirt, but I was not gonna do that. If I could change anything about the design, I would probably add something that makes her look more like a seamstress, but I'm really happy with how it came out overall. This is Princess Sylveon. We have finally come to the end of this challenge. Overall, I really like them. There's some things here and there that I changed, but I still think I did really good on them. If I had to rank them from my favorite to least favorite, it would go Espeon, Jolteon, Leafeon, Umbreon, Flareon, Sylveon, Eevee, Glaceon, and then Vaporeon. If I had the time, I would definitely go back and redesign Glaceon and Vaporeon, but I actually really like how everyone else turned out. If 80% of them turned out the way I wanted them to, then it's fine. Which ones are your favorites? Tell me in the comments below. And don't forget about code Meggnog at the W checkout for 10% off. Again, code Meggnog at checkout for 10% off. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time!